Hey everyone, and welcome back to Data Center Insights. I'm your host, Emma, and today we're diving into a topic that doesn't usually get the spotlight, but definitely should. We're talking about cable management. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Seriously? Cables? But hear me out, because how you route, label, protect, and maintain your cables might just be the difference between smooth operation and a very expensive outage when you snag a cable behind a sharp bend or catch a top wire sticking out. Let me tell you a story. A few years ago, during a routine server decommissioning at a colocation facility in Western Europe, something went wrong. A technician was removing a retired server, nothing unusual. But after unplugging the server, he reached above the rack to remove cables and accidentally pulled live cables that shared the same outlet. There were no cable labels, no separation between live and decommissioned feeds. Just a tangle of cords that all looked the same. And that single mistake? It took a financial client's live production offline. No tripped breaker, no warning. Just a moment of human error and 80,000 euros in SLA penalties. All because of cable mismanagement. That story sticks with me because it highlights something so many people overlook. Cables aren't passive infrastructure, they're active risk points if you don't manage and protect them properly. So in this episode, let's unpack how smart cable management can boost uptime, improve safety, and even reduce your energy footprint without requiring a complete redesign. Let's start with airflow. Cables that are bunched up under raised floors, crammed into pathways that are too small, or stuffed behind equipment block cooling, create hotspots and increase the thermal load on your gear. You end up using more energy just to keep things from overheating. That's why solutions like Cablofil wire mesh trays make such a difference. They give your cables a clean, structured path to follow, above or below the rack, and help you keep power and data separated, airflow unobstructed, and maintenance much easier. And they're modular too. So if your layout changes, you don't need to start over, you just adapt. Now, let's talk about fire safety, something that's often ignored during cable moves and ads. If you've ever seen someone poke new cables through a wall, you know what I mean. That wall might be fire stopped, but each time you poke through it, fire can propagate through it. Your fire barrier is no longer working. That's where EasyPath comes in. It's a self-sealing cable pathway system that automatically maintains fire ratings, even as you add or remove cables. No more cutting, reapplying fire stop material, or hoping someone does it properly. EasyPath does the job for you and keeps your certifications intact. Good cable management makes everything faster and safer. Let's talk about uptime. If there's a power issue, the last thing you want is to spend 30 minutes tracing which cord goes where. With clean, separated routing, proper labeling, and visible trays, you can isolate problems quickly without touching the wrong thing or pulling the wrong plug. And when you pair this with clear documentation and change management procedures, your maintenance window becomes a whole lot more predictable. Now here's something you might not think about: compliance and insurance. Cluttered cable bundles? They're not just messy. They can actually violate safety standards like NFPA 70E or EN 50600. They make emergency access harder. They increase tripping hazards. And in some cases, they can even raise your arc flash risk. On the other hand, well-organized, documented cable systems not only look professional, they lower your liability and make audits a whole lot easier. Cables aren't static. They grow, shift, and get upgraded by people. This is where the safety edge from Cablofil comes in. With standard wire mesh, there's a risk of snagging a cable or cutting your wrist on the top welds. But with Cablofil, there's a continuous beam that makes that almost impossible during normal operation. And it's become the first choice in the data center market. And of course, there's the issue of scalability. If your pathways are built for flexibility, like with wire mesh trays or modular containment systems, you can scale without chaos. You're not constantly ripping out and rerouting. You're just building on a system that's already been designed to evolve. And here's the kicker: better cable management saves energy. When airflow isn't blocked, your cooling systems don't have to work as hard. When cable lengths are optimized, signal integrity improves. And when you don't have to send technicians back on-site to fix what shouldn't have broken in the first place, you reduce truck rolls, waste, and emissions. So yes, that cable tray system you installed today, it's helping you meet your sustainability targets too. So, what's the big takeaway from today? Cable management isn't just about tidiness. It's about uptime, safety, compliance, energy, and scalability, all in one. Solutions like Cablofil and EasyPath are essential building blocks for any data center that wants to grow safely and efficiently, without learning the hard way. Thanks for listening. That's it for this episode of Data Center Insights. If you've seen great or terrible cable management in action, I'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, stay neat, stay smart, and keep your data center running smoothly.